Hi, my name's Kat, but you can call me Wheelie. Today I'd like you to look at me from a different angle because while this slouchy looks good from the front or from the side, it really is all about the back of my head. So you can make this pattern using a light yarn, which I've done for the tutorial so that you can see my stitches nice and clearly. It also looks really good in a dark yarn, or if you want to do something a bit special, use two colours and make a two-tone slouchy. Just give you a closer look at this hat before we get started. It's worked from the top down, so we're going to begin at the top with a magic circle and then we'll work our flower. In the body of the hat, you're going to use a range of stitches. There's a little bit of single crochet, it's a fair bit of half double crochet, some double crochet, and some double crochet two together. The band of the hat is worked very simply in half double crochet in the back loop, which creates a really basic ridged effect. Now, this is not a super slouchy. This is just a little bit slouchy. And that is because when I made it slouchier, I found that the motif, the flower, didn't sit really visibly on the back of my head. So I preferred to lose some slouch and have the flower sit better. You could, however, make your hat slouchier by repeating these rows one more time before you add your band on. I have worked some decreases on the band to make it come in and sit a little bit more snugly against the back of your head, which I think helps. Very quickly, I just want you to admire the hat in dark green, because dark green does not work well for a tutorial because you can't really see where the stitches are going very well, but it looks beautiful. I'd love to see this hat done in a black even. Yeah, I'm more of a dark colors person than a pastel, so I'd be interested to know what you make it in. More importantly than admiring my green hat, let's have a quick look at the hat done in two tones. So when I made it in two tones, I used a fuchsia pink and a candy pink. And the candy pink is color 1. It is the one that I used for the bulk of the work. And the fuchsia pink is color 2. So you start with color 1 and you use color 2 when you get to the petals. And I will tell you where to change colors, but essentially you're using color 2 only for petals, the top, the petals through the body of the hat, of which there are 3 rows, and for the hat band. But I'll let you know when to change a color and where to fix it in. Talking about yarn, for the tutorial, I have used some 4 Seasons Marvel 8 ply, which is a 100% acrylic yarn. And I used about half a ball, a little bit less than 50 grams of this 100 gram ball. Or in meterage, I've used, it's a 270 gram ball. I think I used about 130 meters. So that should help you to work out how much you need. If you're making the 2 color hat, you'd easily have enough to make the hat from 2 balls of 50 gram yarn. As well as your yarn, you're going to need a 4mm hook, a pair of scissors to do your snipping. You might like to have a stitch marker on hand if you don't want to count to 66. And you will need a needle to sew in your ends. So grab your hook and the yarn that you're using for the majority of your beanie, and let's get started. I'm going to begin with the magic circle, so if you hate them, chain 4, slip stitch together and meet us at the beginning of round 1. The pattern instructions are up in the top left corner, and you can use the timestamps in the box below to jump between the rounds. I'm holding the tail end between my middle finger and my ring finger, and I'm taking the working hand behind my fingers and slipping it between the middle finger and the ring finger. And then I take it across the top of my fingers, making a cross, and then bring it behind my fingers and hold it between my ring finger and my pinky. And then I just hold that piece in place with my thumb. And we've got the tail poking out there and 2 lines of yarn. Slip your hook under that one and over the top of that one. Pull it down and do a little twist. And that is your magic circle. But you do need to chain 1 to secure it. So I'm just popping that tail out of the way and we're chaining 1 with that piece of yarn. Easy as that. We have a magic circle. I like to tighten mine up a bit as I feel it's a little bit stabler to work into when it's smaller. So round 1. Round 1 is 10 half double crochets. Yarn over and insert your hook and pull up a loop. 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. So that's 1 half double crochet. We need 9 more into this little magic circle. And make sure you're making your half double crochets over the tail of the magic circle. Otherwise, when you pull on that tail to tighten it up, it will not tighten. As I like to say, it will not be magical, it will just be circly. And that is 10 half double crochets. So now we need to tighten up the magic circle, not completely, just enough to bring the 2 ends together so that we can slip stitch into the top of that first half double crochet. It can be a little bit fiddly to get your hook in there. Or at least I'm finding it a little bit fiddly to get my hook in there. There we go. Yarn over and pull through and pull through. And tighten up that magic circle nicely now. Give it a good hard pull. And if you're changing colours, you're changing onto your second colour now and attaching it to the top of any one of these. If you're sticking with your colour, slip stitch into the next stitch. Just makes it a little bit neater. And we're going to work some petals. We're going to work that by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to yarn over twice. Insert the hook into that same space the chain 3 came from. Yarn over and pull through. You've got 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. And stop. Don't finish that treble. Yarn over twice again. Insert your hook into the same space and pull up another loop. You've now got 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2. Stop. Don't finish that treble. Yarn over twice. Insert your hook into that same space and pull up another loop. You've now got 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2. You've now got your chain 3 and 3 unfinished trebles on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all of those, and that makes your first petal. Now we're going to chain 3 and we're going to work a treble into the next space. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into that next top of the next stitch and pull up a loop. You've got 4 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. That's a treble. Now we chain 3 and we're going to make a petal in the next space. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the top of that next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You've got 4 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and don't finish that treble. And then yarn over twice, insert your hook into the top of the same stitch and pull up a loop. You've got 5 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and don't finish that treble. Yarn over twice, insert into the top of the same stitch and pull up another loop. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. You've got 3 unfinished trebles, yarn over twice, insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. You've got 4 unfinished treble crochets on your hook. You're now going to yarn over and pull through all of those, and that is what our petal is going to look like. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work a treble crochet into the top of the next stitch. So yarn over twice and insert your hook, pull up a loop. You've got 4 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So now we have 1 petal, 1 treble, 1 petal, 1 treble. We're going to chain 3 and work a petal into the next stitch. So yarn over twice and insert your hook and pull up a loop. And yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Don't finish the treble. Yarn over twice, insert your hook and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And do not finish the treble. Yarn over twice and insert your hook and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. We've got 3 unfinished trebles. We need 1 more. Yarn over twice, insert your hook and pull up a loop. yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Now we have 4 unfinished trebles, which is a petal, so we're going to yarn over and pull through all of them. Now we'll chain 3, and the next space will get a treble crochet. So yarn over twice and insert your hook and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Chain 3, and the next space gets a petal. So yarn over twice and insert your hook and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, don't finish that, yarn over twice, insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, 2 unfinished trebles, yarn over twice and insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, you've got 3 unfinished trebles on the hook now, yarn over twice and insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and that's 4 unfinished trebles, so yarn over and pull through all of them to complete the petal, and now we chain 3, and the next stitch gets a treble crochet, so yarn over twice and insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and chain 3, and the next space gets a petal. So yarn over twice and insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and stop, and yarn over twice and insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, don't finish it, yarn over twice, insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, don't finish it, yarn over twice and insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. We've got 4 unfinished trebles, yarn over and pull through all of them, and that is the last petal. Chain 3, and we'll work a treble crochet in the next stitch, and I will let you do that one on your own because I think I'm going to hear my own voice in my head saying yarn over and pull through 3 times. So when you've worked that treble, we need to chain 3, which I'm struggling with. I can work trebles, but I can't chain apparently. And we're going to slip stitch to the top of that first petal, but we don't want to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. So skip the 1, 2, 3 and slip stitch to the top of that, just there. And that's the end of round 2. And we've got this gorgeous little flower. We've got 5 petals, which are our treble crochet 4 together clusters, and each of them is divided by a treble crochet. We've got chain 3s dividing the petals from the treble crochets all the way around. So if you're changing colours, you'll need to go back to colour 1. Just attach your yarn into one of these chain 3 spaces. Otherwise, chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and we're going to work 4 single crochets into this chain 3 space. So we're going to put 4 single crochets into each of the chain 3 spaces. When it's time to move from one chain 3 space into the next, you don't need to chain or anything, just put your hook into the next chain 3 space and work a single crochet like that. Pause the video here while you work your single crochets, slip stitch to the top of your first single crochet when you reach the end of the round, and meet me to start round 4. Round 4 is worked in the same colour as round 3, so no need to change colour, and we're going to be working in half double crochets. So chain 1 to get up to height. We are not working in this first space. We're going to skip it and work 2 half double crochets into the second stitch space along. That's 1 and 2, and the next 3 spaces get a half double crochet each. And the next stitch space will get 2 half double crochets, and that is the pattern we're going to follow for the rest of the round. We're going to put 1 half double crochet in 3 spaces, and then we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the 4th space. So I'll leave you to work that. Pause the video here and meet me as you're nearing the end of the round so I can show you where we put the last stitch in the round. This is my 49th stitch, so I'll show you where we put the 50th stitch. This space that we skipped at the beginning of the round is where we're going to work. Just yarn over and slip your hook in there and work a normal half double crochet. And then slip stitch to the top of that first half double crochet, and round 4 is done. If you're working a two-tone hat, it's time to change to colour 2. You can bring your yarn in 2 stitches over from where we are now. So skip a stitch and attach your yarn to the next stitch, and we're going to chain 2 and work a double crochet into the same space that chain 2 is coming out of. Yarn over and insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and that's going to be our first petal. Now we chain 2 and we skip a stitch, skip that one. And we're going to work into the next one by yarning over and inserting the hook, pulling up a loop, yarning over and pulling through 2, not finishing the double crochet, yarning over and going back in and pulling up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So we've got 2 half finished double crochets, and we're going to yarn over and finish both of them at once. And that is a petal. Chain 2, skip a space and work a petal. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, stop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, 2 half finished double crochets, and we're going to finish them both at once. So I'll get you to pause the video here and work your way around following the pattern of work a petal, chain 2, skip a space, work a petal, and unpause when you're ready to finish off this round. To finish the round, you need to slip stitch to the top of your first double crochet. So ignore the chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of the double crochet like that. Oh, I'm sorry, I slipped off camera a little bit there. But look at this, it's looking really nice. You should have 25 petals and 25 chain 2 spaces dividing them. If you're working a two-tone hat, you need to change back to colour 1 now and attach your yarn into your chain 2 space. Otherwise, we are going to slip stitch into that chain 2 space and head into the next round. We're going to chain 1 to get up to height, and now we're going to work 3 half double crochets into each of these chain 2 spaces from the round below. So I'll get you to pause the video and work those half double crochets, slip stitch to the first half double crochet to end the round, and meet me for round 7. Round 7 is worked in the same colour. We chain 1 to get up to height, and we're not working in that first space. We're going to go straight into the second one. We're going to work 2 half double crochets there. Okay, from this point in this round, our pattern is to work 1 half double crochet in 14 stitches, and then work an increase or 2 half double crochets in every 15th stitch. But we're going to place our last stitch somewhere slightly different, so meet me when you have done all but your last stitch and I'll show you how we work that. It's starting to look pretty, isn't it? I'm just working my 79th stitch for this round, and the 80th stitch needs to go in that first space. See, we missed it at the very beginning. That's where we're going to put our last half double crochet. So yarn over and insert your hook there. Pull up a loop, pull through all 3 loops. And then to finish round 7, you slip stitch to the top of the first half double crochet. So for round 8, we're sticking with this colour. We're going to chain 1 to get up to height, and we're going to work into the first spot this time. So work your first half double crochet there. And for this round, our pattern is to work 1 half double crochet in the first 9 spaces, and then 2 half double crochets in every 10th space all the way around. So pause the video and follow that pattern. Popping my last couple of stitches in for this round. Now we're about to begin a section of the hat where some slip stitching, where we repeat a series of rounds So I'll just show you on my finished hat, which changes colours, what I'm talking about. So we have worked the flower and these, and we've worked these petals. We've now worked this band here of sort of solid colour, and we're coming into a section where we work a row of double crochet which creates a gap, a row of half double crochet, and then a row of sort of petals. Then we go half double crochet that creates gaps, half double crochet, petals. So we're going to head into some repeats, and it helps to have an idea of what we're doing. Right, so if you are changing colours, you're still remaining with the one colour at this point, and we start by chaining 3. And you see that the chain 3 is above that petal there. And now we are going to skip the next stitch. We're going to double crochet into that one. And that's how we work across for this round. We chain 1, and then we skip that one, and we double crochet into this one here. Pause the video here while you follow that pattern, and meet me when you're ready to finish off round 9 and head into round 10. Finish off round 9 by slip stitching to the second chain in your starting chain of 3, and try to catch 2 loops of that chain when you're slip stitching if you can. So round 10, we're sticking with colour 1 if you're working a two-tone hat. Chain 1 to get up to height, and you just need to put 2 half double crochets into each of the chain 1 spaces from round 9. So I'll get you to pause the video here and work your half double crochets. When you reach the end of the round, slip stitch to your first half double crochet to finish off, and meet me for round 11. It's time for a petal round. So if you're working in 2 colours, bring in colour 2 now and attach it 2 stitches along from our slip stitch join. Then you need to chain 2. And in the same space that chain 2 is coming from, work a double crochet. And that's our first petal. Now we chain 1 and skip the next stitch, yarn over and insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Don't finish that double crochet, yarn over and insert your hook again and pull up another loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So you have 2 unfinished double crochets on your hook, and you're going to yarn over and finish them both at once. That is a petal. Chain 1, skip 1 and work a petal. So if you pause the video here and continue chaining 1, skipping 1 and working petals until you finish the round, I'll meet you to finish off round 11 and head into round 12. To finish off round 11, you need to slip stitch. Ignore the chain 2 from the beginning and slip stitch to the top of your first double crochet. And that is round 11 done. Round 12, if you're working a two-tone hat, you need to change back to colour 1, and you can attach your yarn in any of these chain 1 spaces. Otherwise, slip stitch into that chain 1 space, chain 1 to get up to height, and we're going to work 2 half double crochets in each chain 1 gap from the round below. So pause the video here while you work your half double crochets. To finish the round, you need to slip stitch to the first half double crochet, and I will meet you for the beginning of round 13. And now we are going to begin the next round. You're not changing colours here, we're just chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. And that chain 3 should be sitting directly above the petal in the row below. If for some reason you've ended up slightly off kilter, you might want to slip stitch over until you're above the next one. Just make it look a bit neater. So now we're going to skip 1 and work a double crochet into that one there. Then we chain 1, we skip 1 and we double crochet all the way around. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. Pause and meet me for the end of the round. To finish round 13, you slip stitch to the second chain in your starting chain 3, trying to catch both loops of the chain. So goodbye round 13. Round 14, we stay with the same colour, chain 1 and work 2 half double crochets into each of the chain 1 spaces from round 13. Slip stitch to your first half double crochet to end the round, and I will see you at the beginning of round 15. For round 15, if you're working in 2 colours, it's time to bring back that second colour. We're going to start by chaining 2, 1, 2, and make sure where you attach your colour, you are sitting directly above the double crochet 2 rounds below. Then we're going to work a double crochet into the same space as our chain 2. And that is our first petal for this round. We're going to chain 1 and skip 1 and work one of our double crochet 2 together petals. So I'll get you to pause the video here and follow that pattern of work a petal, chain 1, skip a space, work a petal, and meet me for the end of the round. To finish round 15, you need to slip stitch to the top of your first double crochet. Remember to skip that chain 2 and go into the top of the first double crochet. Join it together. So for round 16, you need to go back to colour 1, attach that colour into any one of the chain 1 spaces, and if you're sticking with one colour, slip stitch into the next chain 1 space, chain 1 to get up to height, and work 2 half double crochets in each of the chain 1 spaces in the round below, slip stitch to the top of the first half double crochet to finish off the round, and meet me for round 17. Round 17 is worked in colour 1, so no need to change colour. We start by chaining 3, we skip the next stitch and work a double crochet. So this is the round where you double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 your way around. You finish by slip stitching to the second chain of that first chain 3. So pause the video here and work that pattern, and I'll meet you for round 18. For round 18, we're going to stay with colour 1. We're going to start by chaining 1 to get us up to height, and then we'll work 2 half double crochets into each of these chain 1 spaces from the round below. We'll finish the round by slip stitching to our first half double crochet. Now the next round is the start of the band. So if you would like more slouch than I've allowed for in this pattern, you need to repeat rounds 16, 17 and 18 until you're happy. Either way, pause the video here and meet me when you're ready to start on the band. If you're working in 2 colours, bring in colour 2 in the stitch 1 to the left of our slip stitch. Now bring in your stitch marker and count back 12 stitches, including that slip stitch, that one there, and insert your stitch marker there so that you can find it later on. Saves you from doing a lot of counting. Our band is worked in half double crochet back loop stitches. So we're going to begin by chaining 1 to get us up to height, and we'll work our first stitch in that first space there, but rather than going under both loops like we normally do, like that, we are only going to go through 1. So we insert through the middle and just catch that back loop. So yarn over, insert through the middle of that first stitch, catching the back loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. So that is a half double crochet in the back loop, but our next stitch is going to be spread over these 2 stitches. I've yarned over and I'm inserting into that first stitch, just catching the back loop. Then I yarn over and bring up a loop, got 3 loops on my hook, and I insert my hook into the next stitch, just catching the back loop, just the back loop. I yarn over and pull up another loop. I've got 4 loops on my hook and I'm attached to the 2 stitches below when I yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops to make a half double crochet decrease in the back loop. Phew. So the next 2 stitches are half double crochets in the back loop. So just make sure when you insert the hook you're only catching the back loop. I'll show you that again slowly. I've yarned over, insert, pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3. But our next stitch is another one of those half double crochet decreases. So over these 2 stitches, yarn over, insert your hook, just catching the back loop, yarn over and pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on the hook. You insert the hook into the next stitch and pull up another loop. You've got 4 loops on your hook and you're attached to 2 stitches below there, you yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops on the hook. So that's our second half double crochet decrease. Now we're going to work 2 more half double crochets in the back loop. That's 1, if I can get the hook through, and that's another normal half double crochet back loop, and our next stitch is a half double crochet back loop decrease over those 2 stitches. So yarn over and insert your hook, pull up a loop, don't yarn over, just insert your hook into the next stitch like that, yarn over and pull up a loop, so you have 4 loops, yarn over and pull through all 4. Great, so you can pause the video here and work 1 half double crochet in the back loop of each stitch until you reach that stitch marker that we placed. When you get there, unpause and I'll show you what we do next. This stitch marker is here to tell us that it's time to work a decrease. So we're going to work one over these next 2 stitches. Yarn over and insert your hook and pull up a loop. Then go into the next stitch and pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through all 4 of them. Pop your stitch marker back in the top of that stitch because we'll need to find that spot in the next round. It'll save you a lot of counting. Our next 2 stitches are half double crochets in the back loop in the next 2 stitches. So that's one of them and another there. And now we're going to work another decrease over these 2. So yarn over and insert your hook and pull up a loop. Insert into the next stitch and pull up a loop. You've got 4 loops, yarn over and pull through all 4. Now a half double crochet in the back loop of this stitch and a half double crochet in the back loop of this stitch. And our next stitch is a decrease over these 2. So yarn over and insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert your hook and pull up a loop in the next stitch, yarn over and pull through all 4, and our last stitch of the round is a half double crochet in the back loop. We're going to slip stitch to the top of that first half double crochet to end the round. The next round starts with a chain 1 and we're going to work a half double crochet in that first space there in the back loop only. And we'll work a decrease over these next 2 stitches. And then we're going to work a half double crochet in this next spot and a decrease over these next 2 stitches. Remembering we're working in the back loop with all of these half double crochets and half double crochet decreases. So now a half double crochet in this next one and a half double crochet decrease over these 2. There we go. So you need to work 1 half double crochet in the back loop of each stitch until you reach the stitch marker. Pause the video here and I will meet you here. However, if you're finding that you're falling a bit behind because you're not familiar with the half double crochet decrease, you might like to use the timestamps in the description box below to jump back a bit to my first much slower demonstration of the half double crochet decrease and watch that one more time, get the hang of it because you are so close to finishing this slouchy. Well, you know what this stitch marker means, but you're probably going to be glad to know that we do not need it anymore. Fling, it's gone. We're going to work a decrease over these next 2 stitches. And a half double crochet in the next one. Another decrease over these next 2 stitches. A half double crochet in this one. And a final decrease over these 2. Last decrease of the hat. Hooray! So ignore that chain 1 and slip stitch to the top of the half double crochet to finish off the round. There are 2 rounds of the band to go and they are both the same. You chain 1 and you work a half double crochet in the back loop of each stitch all the way around. So if you pause the video here and work those half double crochets in the back loop, meet me when you're ready to finish this slouchy off. And the final stitch. Ta-da! And I just need to slip stitch to the top of this half double crochet. And it is time to bring in the scissors. Yay! Leave yourself a decent length tail so that we can weave it in really well. And slide your hook out. And I like to weave my tail in by creating a little fake stitch with it to give a neat finish. So what I do is I bring the yarn forward one stitch like that, and I slip my needle under both loops of that stitch and pull the yarn through, and then I put my needle back into the top of the stitch there and take it out into the back of the work like that, and just pull the yarn through. And if you have a look, it looks just like the top of a crochet stitch, which gives a nice neat finish. But I'll need to weave my end in the normal way now, otherwise that nice neat stitch would just fall straight out. And snip nice and close. And tighten up the magic circle and weave it in. And we are done. So you made it to the end. Well done. This is one of my favorite hats. It took me ages to get the pattern just right, and one of the reasons I really like it is because being a wheelchair user, people can see the back of my head a whole lot more easily, so it's nice to give them something cute to look at. If you did enjoy the tutorial, give me a like and I will see you next time. Bye!